Hello out there, Facebook land. I hope you are doing well today. It's kind of a dreary, cold day here in Davenport, Iowa. We're supposed to get some ice later today, so not looking forward to that. But happy hump day. We've made it to Wednesday. All right. If you don't know me, I am Kim Feeney. I'm a licensed independent social worker and a registered play therapist supervisor. And I help children and families to lead healthier emotional lives so they can cope with big, baffling emotions. And go ahead and introduce yourself. Let me know who's out there. If you're watching the replay, let me know with hashtag replay. I'd like to know who I'm talking to out there. So today we are talking about empathy and 9 different ways that you can start building empathy in your child. Just to start off, let's define what empathy is. It's the ability to understand and share the feelings of others, which is a crucial skill for kiddos. Kiddos use it to build healthy relationships, to navigate social situations, and to become kind, compassionate individuals. So, the first thing you can do to start developing empathy in your child is to model it yourself. Demonstrate for your kids the expression of empathy by noting aloud the feelings of others. And show empathy for your kids when they're expressing various emotions. Reflect feelings back to them. I notice you're feeling sad. Tell me about that. You're feeling really angry right now. Tell me what you need. So, empathy, being in their shoes. Tip number 2 is just to have conversations about feelings. Make it part of your kids' everyday routine to hear and participate in conversations that include what people are feeling. It could be in real life, on TV, in books that you read together. So if you're watching a show, go ahead and pause it for a minute. Tell me what you think Bluey's feeling right now, or the Paw Patrol people, or whatever the character may be, or if you're reading a book, just stop for a minute. I think this character is feeling sad. I think this character is feeling worried. Tell me what you feel about that. So just make it part of your normal routine. For kids that have trouble identifying different feelings, we want to expand their feeling vocabulary. And you can do this by using feelings flashcards, our third tip. You can get some on Amazon, just flashcards that have different faces on them or different body postures, gestures of emotions, and just look at the faces together. Teach your child words to match the different emotions that humans have to build their vocabulary and their empathy skills. Puppets are also a fantastic way to facilitate children's exploration and expression and experience of emotional responses, because children easily imagine what a puppet's feeling, and they're more likely to talk with the puppet directly about what they might be feeling. Our 5th tip today is to engage in some somatic awareness. Now, the word soma means body, so we're talking about body awareness because our emotions are often felt, stored, and expressed in our bodies through our facial expressions, the way we hold our arms, or just the way that we move. So, matching our emotions to the sensations that are felt and observed in our bodies, in your kid's body, in your own body, you facilitate that stronger ability to feel and identify what others are feeling, to notice nonverbal cues, to notice facial expressions or body language. And then help your child to recognize commonalities. Reflect aloud about different kids and what they have in common with your child, because then your child will feel more readily able to empathize with others who have common things with them. So it's also important to acknowledge and celebrate our differences, but noticing what we have in common can be a big step towards making connections with others. And then, of course, a very important part of empathy is all about perspective taking. So your child needs to model, or you need to model for your child, your ability to imagine what it's like to be in someone else's shoes. When we're able to wonder what another person might be thinking or feeling, and then we try to understand the reasons for their behavior. It goes a long way in developing empathy skills. Some books that I really like that teach perspective taking, The True Story of the Three Little Pigs, because the wolf was framed. And then there's also A Tale of Two Beasts, which has two parts to it: the perception of the child and the perception of the animal. So those are two books that I really like that teach perspective taking. Or movies like A Bug's Life, and talk about what it's like to be a little bug versus in a human's world, or Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, or Blew Up the Kids. Those are other classics that really can teach perspective taking. Then, of course, actively listen to what your child has to say and reflect their feelings back to them. Because staying in the present moment with your child, we know can be challenging because we all have never ending to do lists running through our heads. However, listening, really listening, putting down the phones and the devices, and reflect back the feelings your child is experiencing demonstrates them being able to receive empathy. By you acknowledging that they're worried or scared or sad or mad or excited or happy, they're going to feel what it's like to have another person express what they're feeling and what they're going through. And then remind kids that everyone has a story. This is our 9th and final tip. We've all heard the saying, there are 3 sides to every story: yours, mine, and the truth. So encourage your kid to find common ground with friends and to empathize the respective differences. Everybody has a unique story and perception. Some additional tips that I want to throw in here is to be patient. It's going to take time for kids to develop empathy. And yes, you can start when they're really little and just keep encouraging and building on these skills as they grow and develop. And make sure you're providing opportunities for your child to interact with other kids, either play dates or volunteering or helping out in the community or your church or your school. Just ways for your child to interact with others and see things from another's perspective. And then talk about your child. Talk to your child about their feelings, helping them understand, to recognize and label their emotions. Again, books and movies that teach empathy, and then encourage your child when they show empathy. Wow, you worked really hard to feel what your friend is feeling. Or wow, you really noticed that mom was having a bad day today and needed a hug. So I hope these tips help you to build empathy in your child. And remember, empathy, it's a crucial skill that will help them now and throughout their lives. So go ahead, share your thoughts in the comments. What are some of the ways that you teach empathy to kids? I would love to know out there. And then, like I said, if you're watching, let me know with #replay, and stay tuned for next week's Facebook Live. And wherever you are in your day, hug your child and make it a great one.